Greetings. Hi.
Hi.
How you guys
Say
doing?
hi, Charlie.
So everyone introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Ashley of Star Magic Tarot.
I'm Kema Grace.
Do you have an Instagram page?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
what is it?
It's Kema, Kema, period, Grace, Grace.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we're here today at Rituals, Remedies, and Alchemy in Los Angeles, and we do. We all are practitioners here. We have events here, and on Fridays, every other Friday, we come together to create community just by doing ritual together. And so today, this is a part of our ritual. Today is a Venus day. How y'all doing? Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure you guys can hear because we had to push the camera back to be able to accommodate all three of us. So if you can hear me, give me some hearts or something just to make sure that you can hear. Like just send up some hearts or thank you very much. All right, yay.
There we go.
So today is a Venus day, and as you all know, those of you who follow me, if the work that I do is supportive to you, I am going to ask that you either do donations or say thank you. And I really always love when people, let me tell you, I love everything, right? Because Venus is about reciprocity. That's it. Venus is about understanding that there is a mirror experience happening. It's that we are impacting our environment. And when we are doing things that are beneficial, there is to activate reciprocity just creates the circle so that you benefit from it. So you can say thank you. That's as simple as that. Thank you. Or you can donate at my Cash App, which is $ Monique Ruffin, or my Venmo, which is at Monique Ruffin. Or you can send me your music playlist because Venus rules music. Charlie, come here. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Charlie is...
Yes, good boy.
Okay, so today is a Venus day. And Venus is about reciprocity. Venus is about our emotions. It's how we feel. When you're thinking about how you feel, that's Venetian. That's Venus. Venus is the Empress. Venus is I think it's like the morning star. That's Venus. And Venus represents Taurus and Libra, and it also governs money because it's connected to our value and our worth. So our ability to generate wealth comes through the feminine. Isn't that something? And so Venus is in Gemini, and Gemini is our perception and our mind. And when we have Venus in Gemini, it can be... it can show up in a lot of ways. It can show up in a lot of socializing and a lot of connecting. Like yesterday I was out with friends and playing, and what we're doing here, this is very Venus and Gemini, group settings, people talking, communicating. But I think really the best thing about it, to have having Venus and Gemini, because the sun is in Cancer, is this incredible ability to really feel to understand the connection between your thoughts and your feelings. Sometimes, as I've done the work to heal, I realized that I didn't know that my thoughts and my feelings really were interactive. Do you have that experience? Do you realize that? Like, that your thoughts create your feelings and vice versa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I do.
Okay. And so, are you able to really take responsibility for all of those thoughts and feelings since they...
I think more so lately than I have ever before, simply because I've experienced enough contrast in my life lately to choose that the way that I think and the way that I feel is the most important thing at this point, because that sets your vibration and that sets what you're calling in, really literally attracting to yourself. And so the most important thing is to take care of your thoughts and take care of your emotions, which actually do live in your energy bodies as well.
Yeah.
They are physical, like vibrations. And so the most important thing for me is to wake up and say, I'm going to set appreciation and gratitude for my day. And sometimes I refuse to even get out of bed until I have that frequency where I'm grateful for it ends up being just gratitude for everything. I'm just like literally just so grateful for this experience. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. It's I feel like the Venus. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. How about you?
I have been my energy has been like focused on Charlie, so I didn't really catch everything that was shared. However, as I found that I've found that discovering the connection between my mind and my heart has been like a recent discovery for me, at least in the last few years, because I am an air sign, so I tend to be, I lead with my mind. I deeply value my mind. And for most of my life, I would say that my mind and my heart weren't necessarily aligned, and that there was always this internal conflict, which of course creates dissonance and challenges, right? But in me finding grounding and finding practices that allow me to be the observer, I've definitely, I guess, found a place where I now have at least the awareness, and because I have the awareness, I have the ability to, Charlie, the ability to find that alignment, right? Yeah, but as far as what you were saying about like finding a daily practice of gratitude and starting your day out at that vibration, like that definitely has helped me in my own practice. Yeah, but it is a practice and it's a process. Yeah,
it's what's interesting this month is because the sun is in Cancer, and with the sun in Cancer, we're just it's about all these feelings and these deep emotions, and like I feel like I wake up sometimes just like I'm in the bottom of the ocean, and there's some solitude in that. Where Venus and Gemini is not about solitude at all. It's about everybody and everything. And so you were saying before we started the call about boundaries, right? And like, so setting boundaries around what nurtures us. Setting boundaries around what actually feels good to us. Being able to recognize your feelings, what feels good, what conversations feel good, what ideas feel good, right? And what we're doing, we're seeing our world is really kind of coming undone right now, and that's not a mistake. It doesn't mean that it's comfortable or it's fun, but it's not a mistake. And what we have is an opportunity to discover what feels good, what feels right. Because what we're seeing is what we've been doing doesn't.
Right.
I know, like, I'd like to say their world is coming undone.
Yes.
Our world is coming together.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that distinction.
Sure.
That's right, yes. So, how do you go about like renewing? Like, I feel like there's been such a breakdown over the last 3 months, and a restoration, like we have to restore. Like this Cancer energy is so important because it's the energy that got found. It's a foundational energy from our childhood. It rules the mother. So in very either deliberate ways or subconscious ways, your relationship to your mother creates the foundation for how you move through the world. And what we're doing is reorganizing that so that we are not so patterned to the ways of our mothers and breaking agreements with those ways intentionally, consciously, subconsciously, because we want to build a new reality. So we have to unplug ourselves and plug into a new function, right?
Right.
What you got to say?
It's so interesting that we're talking about this because I was literally in Mount Shasta just a few days ago, like participating in a retreat about healing the mother wound. And so I did a lot of meditation, journaling, spending time with nature, connecting to my ancestors, connecting to, I guess, my own trauma surrounding my experience with her mother, with my mother, which of course had to do with my mom not healing her mother wounds and her mom not healing her mother wounds. So it is generational.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
And when it runs that deep, it is challenging to even become aware of
That's right.
of your patterns and your programming and seeing how the way you navigate through the world is directly correlated to your ancestry.
That's right.
But like once you do become aware of that, it is so mind-blowing, and it's an opportunity for catharsis and healing. And so for me, I found that really connecting with nature is so important.
Yes, it is.
It's so important. I had a transformational experience, you know what I mean? And it doesn't it's not like a switch, you know, even when you become aware, there are always layers to strip away.
That's right.
Which is why it's really important for us to mother ourselves, especially when it comes to healing and taking your time to find those new ways of being.
Yes. That's so powerful, and that's the real meat of. Well, I'm a vegetarian, so it's the real vegetables.
Real eggplant.
Of this month is learning to reparent yourself through your connection to the mother, right? Like I'm actually running a class right now on this very thing, and so I love that you were doing that because it is the core of our beingness. This relationship to our mothers, and because we're living at a time when most of us have mothers who were not empowered. It's just the way of it. We, even those who thought think they were empowered, really were not, because the patriarchy has been the supreme force, you know, and that has been a system that drains and it doesn't share power. It doesn't share resource. It dominates. So we all get to do that. How are you guys doing with this? Are you guys doing the work? Let me say, sometimes I feel when I hear myself be like, the work, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well, the work can be fun too.
I know, right. Okay, thank you. Right, exactly. Thank you. Because it can be fun. Like one of the ways is playing and games, because cancer is your childhood, your inner child. So one of the ways we can be with it is through fun and playfulness. How are you with it?
As far as the mothering thing goes, I really do appreciate the mentioning of mothering ourselves. That's really what the bell that rang the most for me. I'm in this interesting place. I feel like my mother was the reverse, where she was more empowered than she let herself be. Than she let herself know. She had this instinct for acting in situations with me that was the correct, the most beneficial way to do it. Whereas I don't know that she was constantly consciously thinking of that. But I know that they all have, obviously they have their traumas, as we were saying, the projected traumas throughout the bloodline. And we are living in an interesting time now with the way that information transfers and travels, because they simply generations until now didn't even know that healing was available.
Right.
They didn't know what it looked like to have their parents' trauma, their ancestry trauma, even their spiritual ancestry as opposed to their blood ancestry, because those are two different traumas that we get. And so the fact that we know that what it looks like, we can see people who are healing it, and we can be offered and offer others pathways through which we've healed that is so powerful. And so my experience that's most tangible with my mom lately is that she and my dad are two people that come to my breathwork classes every week for 2 years. So I really feel that I am able to take on the role of birthing my parents. And so I'm opening them to clearing that stuff when they choose to. I don't know that they're both choosing to clear it, to
Mhm.
heal, and not everyone chooses to heal. And it's not their path. I don't
Yeah.
force it, but when they ask, when someone calls you in,
Yeah.
you offer them the work, and if they show up and do the work like my mom has been doing, it's been like birthing her, and she's
Wow.
experiencing spirituality. She didn't realize she was spiritual. She's experiencing clairvoyance, like she's an
Wow.
artist, so the paintings, the way she tunes in. And it was on the topic of feelings too. One thing that's really powerful is that she allows herself to feel.
Mhm.
And I think in the spiritual world, we tend to bypass
Yes.
feelings, and and it's part of the practice too. Like, we don't really feel it as palpably, as heavily,
Mhm.
but to feel frustrated, like feel frustrated, feel angry, feel angry.
Yeah.
You have a reason to be pissed off,
Mhm.
you know, and
Yeah.
you got to feel that. We just don't want to. We want to feel it and let it go, not feel it and hold on to it,
Yes.
and say, this is me. Identify with it. I feel pissed off, not I am pissed off. That differentiation.
That's really significant. Woo! Because the feelings get collected that we don't address. They get collected, and I have been a master at stepping over feelings because I had to. Most of us really are. If we don't, you're a master at denying your feelings. Most of us are a master at denying it, and I have been that. And I have been I've talked about this in my IG before, but for the last couple of weeks, really noticing that I have a block in my will, in my third chakra, and really just focused on it and got clear that it is very associated with my lineage, with my ancestry, to this country and the suffering of Black people. Like, I've been holding it in my body. And had an experience which was so divinely guided. I met this man 4 years ago, in an Uber pool, and he was a white man from Nashville, and we just got to talking, and because he was into crypto, and it wasn't what crypto is now. It was really very, very pure at the time, and he was very sincere about how can we really shift this world, right? And so I had a few conversations with him, and then it went away. And then he texted me a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, hey, do you remember me? And he helped me remember him. And he says, I'm doing Reiki now. I'm a healer now, and I want to work on you. After I had been saying to Spirit, I don't know how to move this. I have no idea how to move this energy. I sat with him yesterday. He came here to the studio. We sat. This man went to all my Reikis, all my centers. But when he put his hands on my heart, he literally began to gag. And he told me, he said, sometimes that happens because I'm moving the stuff out. He's like, so don't worry about it. But he literally, he was just pulling it out, it out. I could feel it getting lighter. And then he was like, okay, wait a minute. He's like, I have to do a ritual. He had to do a ritual. He said, because whatever is in there was negotiating with me. It was negotiating its position. He said it was slick. It was charming me. And let me tell y'all, like, I grew up in a Christian church, and I really am one of those people that was like, I don't believe in all that. Like, it just was too much for me. It's just something, and whatever he lifted off of me, lifted.
Wow.
There was a dark energy holding my solar plexus.
Wow.
My will. And when he lifted it, I saw thousands of times in my lifetime where I doubted myself and where I went into a dimension of fear and worry with my heart. And what happens is we open ourselves up and I invited these entities into me. I did that. I did that to myself with despair and sadness and guilt, and I created this stronghold that was associated with my ancestors, and this young white man from Nashville came and lifted it off me, and I would have never said no to him. I would have never said yes, because I have been in a story about straight white men. That I would never have let a straight white man put his hands on me. But because I met him 4 years ago, And I had a relationship with him, and I've been praying, and then he was the answer. And it's gone. Literally. So,
wow.
yes. This work is real.
Yes.
And it's invisible, and we're holding it in our systems. And so what kind of work do you do? What's your practice? How do you support people?
So many ways.
Okay, well, just what do you do here?
Breathwork.
People wanted to come work with you here.
I work with holotropic, or similar to holotropic breathwork. So it's a pattern breathing practice that helps you release the energy, release compartmentalized emotions. It actually turns off your fight or flight response. So you can't really push those emotions down. You kick them up and you release what's ready to be healed, which means you're feeling it. It's like a warrior practice. Most of what I do is really intense. I'm also a sound healer. I'm actually also, just to plug this in, if anyone is called to sound healing, I am doing a teacher training here. And I'm accepting up to 5 students. I'm probably going to do it regularly, maybe once a month. So we'll do an actual sound healer teacher training certification in this space.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I also work with coaching people, so I do work with like meditation, sound healing, breath work, Reiki, movement, dance. I'm a nutritarian coach, so I work with the diet as well, the food that you're calling in. I'm a certified death doula, so I consider myself a life and death coach, so I help people transition through the end of life. It's non-medical assistance, so it's really to help alleviate as much suffering as you can at the end of life so that you can peacefully pass on. So it's hard to pinpoint. I'm a container, is meaning. I like to hold space. I always feel like I'm the type of person that, like, when I ask you how you are, I want to really know. No matter if I'm at the bar meeting someone for the first time, I want you to express your real emotions, and I'm a container where you can do that. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what services do you provide here?
I'm an intuitive tarot reader. So I use my intuition and work with the tarot to channel messages in service of your highest good. I prefer to work with the tarot as a tool of divination to offer guidance, clarity, and empower you to shift the trajectory of your life, and also to let you know when you are in alignment with your life's purpose and soul's mission. I'm a clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, and what else? Oh, and I'm also a Reiki practitioner as well. And for those of you who don't know, Reiki is a Japanese healing modality used to clear energetic blockages and promote healing and relaxation.
Which is what Sam did for me yesterday.
That's exactly what
and
he did
he
for you.
literally, I do want you all to know that when he looked at my womb, he was like, all I see is flowers that are flying like butterflies.
Oh,
so
God.
just
That's amazing.
I know, and I've had 2 different Reiki people say the same thing about my womb.
Wow.
That like one was like, there's just flowers coming out. I was like, okay.
No, but that's your own healing. Like, that's the work you've already done.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yes.
Yeah, that's
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. Would you like to pull a card for us to talk about, to share?
Sure.
This? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you need me to hold Charlie? I guess because Charlie is not.
Yeah.
Charlie is not. Charlie, no,
Normally, he must be so excited.
He's very excited by this energy.
Because normally he's just so chill.
Yeah.
And
if you can't pull a card, we don't have to.
For a walk. Like,
it's this energy right here. It's this. Yeah.
I'll just see what the guidance is for today. I'll just pull one card. So I'll
Okay.
say a quick prayer. Father, Mother, God, Spirit, Universe, my angels and guides, the highest spiritual beings of my ancestors, my higher self, and all divine entities who love me unconditionally. I call upon you for unconditional love, grace, compassion, healing, guidance, protection, assistance, and support. Thank you for blessing my work with the tarot and allowing me to tap into the collective energy of those who need to receive your guidance as a message today. Thank you for allowing me to receive 100% truthful, clear, specific, accurate messages in service of our highest good. We open up to receive healing and guidance we need most right now, and unconditional love, through divine grace of our own free will. So be it. Spirit, what is the message for the collective today? What guidance do you have for the collective today? What do we need to know? What guidance do you have for the So, wow, this is double Leo energy. The overall energy is strength, which
Wow.
is ruled by Leo.
Mhm.
And then the card that actually came out, the guidance, is the Six of Wands, which is Leo energy. The Six of Wands has to do with victory, but public victory, success, moving forward, recognition, achievement, recognition for your achievements, for your contributions
Yes.
that don't just affect you, but somehow the public. We all have some influence. We influence and have an impact on the people that we touch, the people that we cross paths with. We all have an aura, right? And so even if you don't have a direct correspondence or interaction with someone, depending on where your vibration is, whether it's really high or really low, the people you cross paths with and don't even speak to necessarily are impacted. We feel each other's energy. So with the Six of Wands, this is definitely a positive card. I would say be bold, be brave, speak out, shine your light. It is time for us to, and this is actually just connecting it to what we were saying about talking about regarding our connection with our mothers and the mother wound and healing, right? I would say this is a positive indication that, everyone who's doing the work, Charlie.
Relax. It's okay.
Everyone who's doing the work, as long as you're committed to your path, you will have victorious movement forward, but you also will be recognized. Pat yourselves on the back for the work that you've already done, the work you've committed to, the work you are doing and always in the process of. And when you do that, it'll be reflected back to you.
Ooh. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. That's all the good news.
Woo.
That's all we got. All right.
Come here, Charlie.
All right.
My
So
Leo.
thank you all so much. Thank you for being willing to do this. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you. I appreciate you all. All right, y'all. You guys, we are here at Rituals, Remedies, and Alchemy. You guys can check out our website. We offer all sorts of various services from I do astrology, astroastrology, acupuncture. You're going to be doing sound bowls, teaching. Right? It's just, we do meditations. We are here to serve the community. That's what we're here for. We're here to help us heal and transmute our lives, our bodies, our relationships, our world, our communities. This is what we're up to. We're devoted. We'd love to support you in any way that we can. And I thank you all in advance for all the donations and the support that you guys give me here in my IG world and YouTube world. I feel very blessed to be able to serve in the ways that you guys allow me to do. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.